Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Disney Plus project. So, this week we were going to watch Secret Society of Second-Born Royals first, but we actually ended up watching the Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom. And that ended up being because Aiden had started to watch it with Maury, and he really liked it, and so Anna ended up watching it with him.
And then catch you up.
So then that night, because you watched the first two.
Yeah,
or something like
there's
that?
only 2 on there right now.
Is there? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So yeah, she ended up watching both of those. Actually, I think, did we end up watching both of them that night? Because yeah, she then came home and we ended up watching, I guess, both of them that night. So that's what we're doing this week. But before we get into that, make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel, you hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure to leave us a comment and a like, and let us know what movie or TV show on Disney Plus we should watch next. So, Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Did you like it?
Nope, hated it.
Yeah?
No, I really, really enjoyed it. I like veterinary and like animal shows anyway.
Yeah, like zoology shows, different stuff.
Yeah, so I like that kind of stuff anyway. And then
Like Crikey, It's the Irwins is one of our favorites.
yeah, I like all that kind of stuff. And so that and then adding Disney to it,
Yeah,
it was going to be a surefire. I knew I was going to like it.
right. Well, that's how I felt about it too. Even though we don't like Animal Kingdom as much as the other parks. Just because it was more to do with the actual animal side of it,
Yeah.
rather than the park side.
I think I would enjoy Animal Kingdom more if it wasn't so blazing hot there. And
Everything's open and there's no shade and
then that you could actually see more of the animals, because I think that's the other thing is I feel like we really, even when we did like the Jungle Trek, we really didn't see many animals. We saw some like water buffalo things.
I think there were Cape buffaloes, yeah.
And then we saw the hippo.
We saw the hippo and he dove right in front of us.
And I feel like that's really the only animals that we saw.
Yeah, and then there was we did see a couple of gorillas that were right up next to the glass.
I guess, yeah. But that's really it. And so,
I only know that because there was one kid that was beating his chest at him and I was like, ooh, don't do that.
but I feel like that's really all we saw. And I think that is why I don't care for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think
this show was just, it's a really, really nice inside look into what goes on as far as like what would be considered, I guess, kind of the zoo or safari portion of Animal Kingdom, and like how they're taking care of the animals and things like that. It was really, really fun to watch. Because like they were trying to train this one specific giraffe. They're trying to train her to see if it works. They're trying to train her to voluntarily walk in to this little kind of pen area and put her foot up on a crate that they got built in there so that they can check her hooves and shave them and stuff like that. And they were like, if we can get this to work, this could be great for our giraffe herd. And it was really fun to see things like that. And then to see them, I don't remember if it was the first or second episode, to see them taking care of, like they were taking care of a sick gorilla.
It was the second episode.
He was the bull gorilla. I think was he the breeder? I think he was the breeding bull. We had to see them taking care of him. He had like a cold, and so he had like a runny nose and stuff.
The whole troop got colds.
Yeah.
But because he was older,
Yes.
he was having a hard time kicking it, and that's why they were so intently working on him.
Yeah. But to see them go through stuff like that, and then they had one portion about the little, what was it, the frazzled chicken? Is that what it was called? I don't remember what it was called.
I don't know. Popcorn is her name.
Popcorn is her name. I think it's a frazzled chicken. Was what it's called, and that was adorable. She was really adorable.
See, and I like that stuff, and I think that after watching these, because they're going to release more episodes,
Right.
Watching these, I'm going to like Animal Kingdom better because I'm going to be able to pick out these animals and say, I know what that animal's name is.
There's Popcorn.
Yeah, and I think it's going to make me like Animal Kingdom more after watching these.
Yeah. And Orange. Orange is the name of another chicken in there.
It's a rooster.
Well, yes.
He's a rooster.
but his name is Orange. And that just made me giggle. But then they had a little bit about the elephants, and that was really fun to watch because you could see how Mac is the leader of the elephant herd. There's only 3 of them, but he's the leader.
But that's of the boys, because they keep the boys and girls
they keep them separate. So he's the leader of the boys. And it was really fun to see, really cool to see how the elephants interact, because they don't interact by making noise or anything. Like, you hear nothing. But in like their body language and like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because like the 2 other ones, the younger ones, start like sparring, and Mac essentially was just like over there trying to eat in peace, and they were sparring for a little while, and eventually Mac was like, "All right, I've had enough of this," and he kind of looks up, and he takes like 3 steps forward, and they just were like, "Oh, sorry," and they and they walked away.
Yeah.
But that was really interesting too. But it was really cool to see the Imagineering side of it too, because there's Imagineering that goes into it too. Because in the first episode, they were building a light fixture
To go inside.
to go in the elephant
enclosure.
Yeah.
So that when they do the sunset safaris, you could actually see the elephants, because it was pretty dark and you couldn't see them.
Yeah. But if you don't watch this show, you wouldn't know that it was there.
No, it's
Even if the
really
lights
cool.
were on it, because those lights are so well hidden inside this thing that they made, you can't tell
Yeah.
that it's not a real tree. It looks like a real tree, and it's made of like the palm leaf. It's a palm tree, and the palm leaves are made of stainless steel mesh, and then they've like made the outside of the stainless steel body of it. They've like worn and they've painted it and made it look like
A tree.
a palm tree, and it looks incredibly real. But that's one side of Imagineering that most people don't get to see. Like, you see the roller coasters and the animatronics and things like that, but you don't get to see.
Well, I don't think you.
Well, not get to see them, but you just don't. Yeah.
Think of that. There's Imagineering going into Animal Kingdom, but there has to be, even like just in the enclosures.
Yeah,
Like
even just
in the
building the
styling
enclosures,
and
yeah.
everything. That's all Imagineering. So
Yeah, all of that, and how that's laid out, and how the space is maximized and given to the right animal, or they make everything correctly for each animal. That's all Imagineering.
I really like. They didn't feature it in this, but I really dig the hippo enclosure.
Yeah, when we were walking through there.
Yeah, just because like you can see them, because hippos spend most of their time in the water, and that's like my big complaint about like the Denver Zoo is they have this concrete pond that the hippo spends all their time in, and
that
you
pond
really
is
just
like-
get like an overview of them. You don't get to see them, but when you look at the hippo enclosure in Animal Kingdom, you can see them swimming.
Yeah,
and
because
being
the part
in
of
water.
the water level is like here, and the window starts here, so you get to see underwater.
Yeah.
Kind of like the old what used to be the polar bear enclosure at Denver Zoo,
The old one, yeah.
where you can see them swimming around, and that's why we saw the one hippo dive, because he was kind of swimming around, and then he got over towards the window and just leaped out of the water and just dove down. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool to see that kind of stuff. And so, but that's all Imagineering. That's not, I mean, like, it's design, sure, but a lot of the technology and things that they do to make the park seem like you're on a safari trek and things like that, that's all Imagineering.
Yeah, and it's things that you don't think are going to be there, like the tree.
Yeah, all
If
that
you
hidden
don't,
technology.
yeah, if you don't watch this show, you would probably not know that was there. You would never realize that there was a team of Imagineers that put that together.
Yeah.
And it's a team of Imagineers that they don't want praise for that. They do it because they love
love what they're
being an Imagineer, and this is something like they want to be able to bring those be able to like bring the elephants up, because one, it's supposed to attract the elephants too. And then as well as illuminate them.
Well, yeah, because they don't want to hang out in the dark, so they're going to go into
Wherever
their
the light
enclosure
is.
where the light is.
Yeah. And so it's supposed to draw them in. And so they had to spend a lot of time figuring out how to do that, and then figuring out how to make this palm tree light look like just a tree.
Yep.
Because, the elephants might not like it, and they might not want to go near it
Yeah.
if they don't think it's a real tree.
Not even that, it just ruins the
And it ruins the aesthetic.
the aesthetic and the presence of the area.
That's true too.
If there was a giant metal light sitting in the middle of the elephant enclosure, it wouldn't look like you're out on a safari anymore. It would look like you're in a zoo. And they're trying to create this illusion of being on a safari.
Yeah.
And so this is one of their ways of continuing that illusion.
Right. And it's also really fascinating, this show, to watch, like, with Popcorn, they had to do a surgery on her. And so they show that portion of it too. So it's just like watching, like, Crikey, It's the Erwins. It shows all of that type of stuff, like any of the behind the scenes stuff in kind of the zoo portion of Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
It shows that, and it's really fascinating to watch.
It is.
Because it also has some shots from the safari dive that you can go on as a guest, and so you can see some of the guests in there. Yeah, we haven't done that yet, and so you get to see what it looks like after having seen the elephants, and then it goes into a shot of them on that truck, just having a panning shot of the elephants.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to see it after you have just been watching what goes on in the background. So, is this one that you want to keep watching?
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, me too. And it's also really good if you have little kids like Aiden, he's really into animals now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he doesn't understand anything that's really going on in there, but he loves to watch the animals.
Yeah. And anytime an animal comes on the screen, if he knows what it is, he'll point at it and say what it is. Like, the elephants were popping up, and he was getting excited because he looks in and he's like, "Elephant!" Yeah, there's an elephant. Like, it's really fun to watch. And the lion, that was another one they talked about.
Yeah, he likes lions too.
Lion!
And then if he doesn't know what it is, he'll just make up whatever it is. Like, if it's a giraffe, he calls it a zebra, and we're like, yeah, that's not a zebra.
It's definitely not a zebra, but whatever. But, yeah, no, this show is really good. Like, I would recommend this for everybody, especially people who are really into the Disney parks. Like, it's really good for everybody.
Yes,
but if you really like the Disney parks, this is going to be really good for you.
If you like animals, if you like the Disney parks, this is your show.
And then, again, if you have little kids, they'll also probably really like it, because it's a show about animals. It's about the animals there.
And like I said, I think it's a good one maybe to watch before you go, because then, unless you are like super into not ruining the magic, then don't watch it. But like, if you watch this, you can, when you're out there like on the safari or in Animal Kingdom, you might recognize some of the animals, and I think that'll make it a little bit more magical to be like, I saw that animal on TV.
Yeah. To be able to go on the safari and be driving around and go, hey, there's Mac. Or there's Popcorn over there,
Yeah, be able to recognize the animals. Can I help you?
Ellie is trying to get the food that's on the table.
It's not yours, it's mine. It's my food. Ow.
But yeah, so that's kind of some of our thoughts on the magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom. Yeah. I said it's really, really good, and we would recommend it for everyone.
Oh yes, definitely.
We definitely recommend it for everyone. So, next week, we're going to try to do the Secret Society of Second Born Royals, since we didn't get to it this week. And then after that will be Gordon Ramsay Uncharted.
Yes.
And then we will decide where we're going after that. So, thank you all for joining us this week, and we hope to see you all again next week. But until then, don't forget
to thank the Phoenicians.